Hi guys, I'm here today to discuss a poem from your book Honeycomb, and the name of the poem is The Shed. Do you know what a shed is? The Shed was written by Frank Flynn, and do you have any idea about a shed? You must be knowing something. A shed is a kind of outhouse which is made at the outside the house, at the end of the garden, and the purpose of this shed, this outhouse, is to store things which are not in use, or for a different kind of jobs like carpentry or mechanical jobs to be done for the repair of the house. So this shed is used for these purposes, and to store all old things which are not in use anymore. So let's go and read the introduction of the poem. Do you know what a shed is? A cow shed, a tool shed, a wood shed, for example. So it's a small room away from the main house for storing or keeping things, animals, tools, vehicles, etc. Okay, so this now let's read the poem. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I'm in bed, I lie and listen. I'll open that door one day. So the poet says that there is a shed at the bottom of our garden. He has used the word bottom of the garden, that is at the last corner of the garden. So he's talking about the shed which is there in the poet's house, in his garden, and he says there is a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. There is a spider's web that is hanging across the door, covering the door. What does it speak? The spider's web speaks that the door has not been opened for a long time. Right? The hinges are rusty. The joints of the door are rusty. They are full of rust and they creak in the wind. They make a creaky sound. When there is high wind, they make a creaky sound. When I'm in bed, I lie and listen. I will open that door one day. The poet says, when I'm in my bed, I lie and listen, and I listen to that creaky sound, and then I feel I'll open that door one day. The poet feels that he will one day get inside that shed and see inside what is there. Okay, so we go ahead. There is a dusty old window around at the side with 3 cracked panes of glass. I often think there is someone staring at me each time that I pass. I'll peep through that window one day. There is a dusty old window around at the side. On the side of that shed, there is a window, and the window has been described as dusty. It's full of dust, and it has 3 window panes which are cracked. 3 window panes made of glass which are cracked. I often think there is someone staring at me each time I pass. Each time I pass the poet feels that whenever he passes through that window, through that shed, he feels that there is someone looking at him through those cracks in the glass window panes. I'll peep through that window one day. And he feels that one day he will look inside what is there in that shed. My brother says there is a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards, and if I ever dare to set foot inside, he will jump out and chop off my head. But I'll take a peek one day. My brother says there is a ghost in the shed. So this shows that the poet has an elder brother, because this elder brother is trying to scare the poet. So what do you understand? What must be the age of the poet? He must be a small child, small kid. So my brother says there is a ghost in the shed. My brother scares me, telling that there is a ghost inside the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. There are floorboards, boards lying, the floorboards, boards which are used for flooring. So they are rotten. Under those boards, the ghost is hiding. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, if I ever have courage to get inside, to step inside that shed, he will jump out and chop off my head. He will come out and he will cut my head. So that is how the elder brother scares the poet. The poet is a little child. Now, so the poet thinks, but I'll take a peek one day. I'll have a look one day. I'll get inside. I'll try to see what is there. He still says, he is decided. He has made up his mind to look inside what is there. I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone stirring or making strange noises. And the spider has been gone from his web since I don't know when. I'll go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. The poet says, I know there isn't really a ghost. Like my brother is not telling me truth. He is lying. So there is no ghost, the poet feels. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. To keep the shed for his den, den is a place of lying. So his brother is kind of showing his power on the younger brother, like a lion. And younger brother thinks that he is behaving like lion, being more powerful, and he says, if you get inside, the ghost will chop off your head. But he says, my brother is telling lies. He wants to keep that shed for himself, for his hiding place. Den is also a hiding place. So den has been compared, his to his place of hiding. Now there isn't anyone stirring or making strange noises. He says, because his brother says that there is somebody hiding there. So the poet says there isn't anyone staring at me or making strange noises. Nobody is making strange noises, and the spider has been gone from his web since I don't know when. And the spider has also left that web, left that place long ago. I don't even know when. There's no spider now. There is no strange, nobody, no ghost, nobody inside who is making strange noises. I'll go into that shed one day soon. Soon I'll get inside and have a look at it. But not just yet. What does it mean? It speaks something. Not just yet. See, so far the poet has been very, very curious to know what is there inside. But now he says, not just yet. He says, I'll go inside. So it shows that he is not yet ready. That means there is slight fear also in his mind. I mean, whatever his brother has said, though he denies all that, he says nothing like that, my brother is telling lies, but at the same time he doesn't have enough courage to get inside that shed yet. He is not yet ready to go inside. I hope the poem is clear to you. Let's go ahead with some exercises. No, this is summary. The poem is about the shed, which is a small room away from the main house. It is located at the bottom of the poet's garden. It is in the worst condition. Whenever poet passes through it, he feels somebody is staring at him. His brother threatens him by saying that a ghost stays in the shed, who hides himself under the rotten floorboards, who may jump and attack on the poet. In fact, there is no ghost inside the shed. His brother tells him lie to keep the shed for his den, for his hiding place. At last the poet overcomes his fear by saying that he will enter the shed one day soon. That's it. So this is the summary. Now working with the poem. Answer the following questions. First one. Who is the speaker in the poem? So who is the speaker? Speaker is the poet himself when he was a kid. Speaker of the poem is poet Frank Flynn when he was a small boy. Is he afraid or curious or both? He was curious and afraid both, as he always peeped through that window and is ready to take a peek one day. Means get inside, but he is not ready yet due to some fear. Okay, now what is he planning to do soon? He is planning to go inside the shed soon and have a look. This was his planning. Next is but not just yet. Suggests doubt, fear, hesitation, laziness or something else. Choose the word which seems right to you. Tell others why you chose it. But not just yet suggests the hesitation of the poet from going inside that shed. Though he was confident that there were no ghosts, but still he was hesitating to go inside and thought that soon he will go inside the shed, but not now. Some kind of fear he had. Right? Now, let's look at this, some assignment questions. How do you know that the door has not been opened since long? Now, this question you have to answer yourself. Another question is, how and why does the narrator's brother keep him away from the shed? Now, these two questions you have to write yourself. Right? So, how do you know that the door has not been opened since long? We know that the door has not been opened since long because there is a cobweb hanging across the door. That speaks of a long time since the door has been opened. And second one, how and why does the narrator? First is how he keeps his brother away. He tells the narrator's brother, the poet's brother, tells him that there is a ghost inside the shed and he will chop off his head if he went inside. Second part is why does the narrator's brother keep him away from the shed? The narrator's brother keeps him away from the shed possibly because he wanted to keep that hiding place for himself, where he could do anything without others knowing it. So this could be probable answer. These are two answers you write yourself and the rest you copy from here, and let's meet tomorrow with the new lesson. Bye till then.